Abu Tamim Ma'ad al-Moezz Li-Dinillah, also spelled as al-Moezz, was the fourth Fatimid Caliph and 14th Ismaili imam, and reigned from 953 to 975. It was during his caliphate that the center of power of the Fāṭimid dynasty was moved from Ifriqiya to the newly conquered Egypt. Fatimids founded the city of al-Qāhiratu the Victorious in 969 as the new capital of the Fatimid Caliphate in Egypt. Political career. After the Fatimids, under the third caliph, al-Mansur had defeated the Kharijite rebellion of Abu Yazid, they began, under his son al-Moezz, to turn their attentions back to their ambition of establishing the caliphate throughout the Islamic world and overthrowing the Abbasids. Although the Fatimids were primarily concerned with Egypt and the Near East, there were nevertheless campaigns fought by General Jafar as-Sikili against the Berbers of Morocco and the Umayyads of Spain. At the same time, Fatimid raids on Italy enabled naval superiority in the western Mediterranean to be affirmed at the expense of Byzantium, even capturing Sicily for a period of time. The way to Egypt was then clear for the Fatimids, the more so given the state of crisis that the incumbent Ifriqiya dynasty found itself in and the inability of the Abbasids to counterattack. The country fell to Jafar in 969 without any great resistance. After he had secured his position, al-Moezz transferred the royal residence from al-Mansuriya to the newly founded city of al-Qāhiratu al-Moezziyatu al-Moezz's victory, i.e. Cairo, thereby shifting the center of gravity of the Fatimid realm eastwards. In Africa, the Zirids were installed as regents. In Egypt, several attacks by the Carmarthians had to be fought off before the restructuring of state finances under Yaqub ibn Kilis could be embarked upon. Al-Moezz was succeeded by his son al-Aziz. Cultural achievements. Al-Moezz was renowned for his tolerance of other religions, and was popular among his Jewish and Christian subjects. He is also credited for having commissioned the invention of the first fountain pen. In 953, al-Moezz demanded a pen which would not stain his hands or clothes, and was provided with a pen which held ink in a reservoir, as recorded by Qadi al-Nu'man al-Tamimi in his Kitab al-Majalis wa al-Muzayarat. Al-Moezz commissioned the construction of the pen, instructing, "We wish to construct a pen which can be used for writing without having recourse to an ink holder and whose ink will be contained inside it. A person can fill it with ink and write whatever he likes. The writer can put it in his sleeve or anywhere he wishes and it will not stain nor will any drop of ink leak out of it. The ink will flow only when there is an intention to write. We are unaware of anyone previously ever constructing an indication of penetrating wisdom to whoever contemplates it and realizes its exact significance and purpose." I exclaimed, "Is this possible?" He replied, "It is possible if God so wills." Fatimid literature rose to a certain height of prominence in the period of al-Moezz with the emergence of skilled poets like Ibn Hani al-Andalusi and Ali al-Tunusi. Ibn Hani was often compared to al-Mutanabbi and hailed as the Mutanabbi of the West. Relationship with Coptic Christians. Coptic Christians were allowed a degree of freedom under al-Moezz. Copts were among those appointed to the highest offices of the empire and were allowed to freely practice the religion. Under al-Moezz, the viceroy of Syria was Qosman ibn Nima, a Copt who remained a Christian. The Nowruz festival, the celebration of the Coptic New Year, was permitted though prohibitions on some of the activities, such as fire illumination and water splashing, were instituted. The relationship between al-Moezz and the Copts of Egypt has been the subject of a number of legends written later by Coptic Christians. One such legend involves al-Moezz challenged Pope Abraham of Alexandria to move the Mokattam mountain in Cairo. recalling a verse in the Gospel of Matthew which says, "If ye have faith as a grain of mustard seed, ye shall say unto this mountain, Remove hence to yonder place, and it shall remove, and nothing shall be impossible unto you." According to Coptic sources, Pope Abraham of Alexandria ordered the Coptic community to keep vigil and to pray for 3 days and nights. On the third night, Pope Abraham had a dream in which Mary directed him to search for Simon the tanner. The legend continues that with the prayers of the Coptic community, led by the Pope and Simon, the Mokat mountain moved. This story is recounted in the book History of the Patriarchs of Alexandria, written by Severus ibn al-Muqaffa. Later Coptic sources would further assert that this miracle led al-Moezz to convert to Christianity, and that he was baptized at the Church of St. Mercurius in Cairo in a baptismal font that continues to exist to this day, and which known today as the Sultan's Baptistry. According to this legend, al-Moezz abdicated the throne in favor of his son, and spent the rest of his life in a monastery. This story is rejected by influential Muslim historians such as Ahmad Zaki Pasha and Muhammad Abdullah Renan.